I'm going to react to the quick slices, awkward dude love bombs two women and then can't decide. And this is going to be a raw reaction because this is my first time watching this video, and so the reactions that you're going to see are going to be like genuine reactions. So let's go.
We're gonna have fun tonight. One, 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 one.
Thank you. I love my kisses.
No, I love giving them to you. One, 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 one. God, I have like a crush on you. I really do. Like I'm falling for you so fucking hard. Like using the L word is something that's like so sacred and scary for me. But like I'm like afraid to use it like now. But like
Why
I
is
feel like
she
I'm like going
crying?
to.
Wow, that's some real profound stuff right there.
One, 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 one,
I
one.
need more kisses.
Love is
Oh
Blind is
my.
a show that makes you feel like you're watching something that you really shouldn't be watching. The secondhand embarrassment you will experience is extreme, and most of the people on the show behave in a way where it would only make sense if I found out it was their first day on planet Earth and they were trying to learn how humans date each other. And look, I'm not saying that there's a way for this to not be awkward. That's just kind of baked into the situation. People are trying to find their true love.
I mean, the title is Love is Blind, and also the thing is that these guys just interact with each other's voices, and it's like for like some days or like weeks or something, so they don't really know, like they've not seen each other, so it's weird. And they purposefully get weirdos also on this, like they'll get some stuck up bitch or some like fuckboy here, and they'll like try to pair them up together. So this is like supposed to be wild, this is supposed to be like very, that they want that certain clips go viral, and that is how they get traction on this show. Otherwise they don't get traction. Like, that's what happens with this.
Love through a wall on a Netflix show. But when you have people like this guy on the show, I start to forget that these are all adults and not middle schoolers.
God, I have like a crush on you. I really do. Like I'm falling for you so fucking hard. Like
These two sentences were spoken mere seconds apart. Apparently, he went from having a crush to falling in love with someone to being in love with them in the span of one conversation. My question is, does he even understand what any of these words mean? This show makes no sense at all. You'd think that it would be like a blind date kind of thing where they all are just talking to each other and getting to know each other, and then
Yeah.
at the end they decide who they actually want to go out with. But no, instead they're all just like falling in love with each other and telling each other that they all love like multiple different people at once. And then when they have to pick somebody at the end, of course the people that they don't pick.
I mean, that is kind of weird that, yeah, but it's also fair that they're setting them up with multiple people, to ensure that they have a choice. But man, like, it's pretty weird because, yeah, people, you do not show their faces, it doesn't matter. Like, people will be people. You will have some neighbor saying love you to one woman, and then he will say love you to another, and you'll see the same thing with women also. So it's weird, but you can't expect that.
Are all hurt. They're like, oh my god, you said you loved me. We could have had such a great life together, Leo. We had so much in common.
Bro, he looks like either he is one of those token white dudes in those like black gangs, or like gangs who is there with all the black people, like they carry him so that they do not look suspicious and all. Like, it's a joke, please don't take this to heart. And second, like, he looks like one of those computer IT guys, like who you will invite to your house to, like, my print my there's some problem with my software, please can you get it right. Or third, he looks like, one of those, that Ola founder. Like, he also has the same vibe as him. If you saw him like walking down the street, you'll think he's some loafer, and then you see his bank account, he's got like $1 billion or something.
We both love to go out to restaurants, and we like to travel. We both love to travel to places where we can eat food. Nourishment is a popular topic among the two of us. We like to travel back to our cars and back home. We both love traveling from our cars to restaurants and then from restaurants back to the car.
if I'm at a buffet, I put one bite of every piece of food
Me
on my.
too.
On one sense, we're kind of talking about light stuff because it's just like, oh, we're talking about like how we eat dinner and stuff. But if we get married, like, that's like a thing you do. Like, you go out to dinner a lot. And I feel like
If you don't have something to talk about, don't talk. What the hell does he mean? You know, we are talking about dinner, but you know what married people do? They go to dinner. He's acting like he's from like the caves or something. Like he got like transported. He got like from the. He's like back from the past into the future. Like he's that. Like he's some caveman, and you have to like teach him, dinner, family, and all. What the fuck is he talking about? The thing is, I get it. I don't have people skills, but I won't say this stuff with that much confidence. You look at this girl; she's like, yeah, yeah. Like even she doesn't have anything to talk about. This is why she's like, yeah, yeah, into him.
Whoa, I
liking
never really
those
thought about
things
it
that
like
you do
that.
a lot is like really important.
On one sense, we're talking about like really light stuff, but people eat dinner, people do things, and people
Yeah.
do things together in the same vicinity as each other. You can't have a marriage without dinner, and I think that the fact that we both like dinner shows that we are taking a step in the right direction. We both have a lot in common. We both want to have things in common, which is the biggest thing we have in common. So before I continue, just to give a little bit of context, this guy Leo falls in love with two different
And his face is just like I want to punch this face. Sorry, but man, he has such a punchable face, man. Such a punchable face.
women and he can't decide. And then he does decide and it's a complete disaster. It goes as poorly as it possibly can under these circumstances.
I could easily seduce any of these guys to fall in love with me and marry me and say something. But I know what I want. Some people want to be boss babes and make all the money and live their lifestyle, and that's not how I want to live.
So the first
So, so the thing you do is like go into a show where you cannot see each other. Like that's going to prevent you from being one of those boss bitches who only go there, who only date people to earn money. You're eventually going to see him in person, not only him, and you can break up with him also. So just because you can't see him for the first few days doesn't mean someone can't be a gold digger or something. You have too much confidence for looking like that you can seduce everyone. I'm not some handsome man, but I know like you look like you're in your mid 40s going into your 50s. Like you have like a short range of people that you can supposedly seduce. Most of the guys, maybe he will probably call you like auntie or something if he gets to see you like that. Please do not be so full of yourself, because there has been people who have been that, and then they just get roasted by the person that they eventually get to see. So please don't.
person that Leo has a supposed connection with is Brittany, and it sounds like she just wants to be a trophy wife, basically. He claims that he doesn't want to be with somebody that is only into him for his money, but he doesn't do the best job at preventing that. And of course, the first thing they bond over is going on vacation. Like, I understand that's nice, it's gonna happen.
The thing is, this guy, he talks like he is some kind of like he runs a startup or something. He has that kind of vibe in his voice. Kind of like know it all, snobby, young, light. He has that vibe. So you're not really like hiding stuff, even though they can't see you by the voice, the way you talk. Everyone can, like they can, kind of predict that you are some rich boy or something.
At some point, it's an important thing to talk about, I guess, but that's not life. And I'm not just trying to be overly pessimistic. I know those are fun topics of conversation that are just bound to come up no matter what, but then they will claim to be in love based off of a few conversations like this over the course of 10 days. Like that's not possible. You don't even know what you're loving about the person yet. But anyway, let's see how their story unfolds here.
What's your name?
And also, like you can see, they were talking about literally dinner is important in marriage. So they really don't have that much to talk about. Even in those 10 days, they cannot talk like 24 hours. They're given time slots to talk about them. And they don't really have that much. Like many people, even if they are face to face, they don't have that much to talk about. But at least when you are face to face, you can, kind of decipher a lot of things. Like you can, looking at a person, you can assume a lot of things. You can see that they're getting bored by it. So if there is some kind of like introvertish person here, they really cannot do anything about that. And in 10 days, you don't fall in love, man. And if you do, like, you're just falling in love with the voice, just with the voice, nothing else. You are in your tiny little bubble and you fell in love with that. But when you go out into the real world, suddenly your senses come back and then it doesn't work out.
I'm Brittany. What's your name?
I'm Leo.
Leo DiCaprio? Ooh, I love that.
You know, who would
My name is Brittany. What is your name? Talking about, not acting like a boss bitch, but then acting like, a pretty little princess, really does not, good, look good on you. Okay.
want to be him? Brittany, I like your voice a lot. I'm not just saying that.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my god, this guy is the perfect package. His name is Leo. He likes my voice. Next thing he's gonna tell me he likes to go on vacation. I love me a man who likes to do things. Doing things is cool. Fun things, especially. Doing fun things.
If we went on vacation and I was like, I planned like some really fun stuff for us to do,
Oh my
of
God,
course,
please.
you would be like, I'm along for the ride.
Yes, anything.
Oh my god, that's like so important to me. Oh my.
What the fuck does that even mean? Of course, if you go into a vacation, you. This is the thing. He acts like he knows stuff. He acts like what he's saying is something profound, but it's absolutely nothing at the end of the day.
God.
Oh my god. Vacation? Oh god. Oh my
God. Oh my god. If we went on vacation and I was like, I planned like a buffet.
The only thing he has over me is that he's white. He has like a, certain type of handsome look, and that he has confidence. Otherwise, he does the same thing that I do when I talk to people. That is just speak nonsense and be awkward. Only thing he has is confidence.
really adventurous, so I want to be with somebody who can match that. I want to travel the world. I want to see every single country. I want to try all different foods. I want to go skydiving. I want to parasail. I just want to go nuts. I want to wrestle a crocodile. I want to learn how to do a triple backflip. Something tells me that she's exaggerating a little bit when she says that she would be up for anything. Maybe I'm just overthinking this, but some of these people seem so euphoric to even be here that they don't really represent themselves accurately. It seems like they're more in love with the experience than anything. Like they just keep talking about how magical the pods are and how wonderful the time in the pods are. It's like, why don't you just marry the pods? So many of them are so happy in these damn pods. It's just like, live a pod life together then. You can go pod racing. Anyway, now let's move on to when Leo talks to Hannah and
What kind of gin is that? Yeah, that is that ISIS chin. She has that ISIS chin. Like, what the hell is that? That looks like that looks like one of those Mandela catalog imposters. She looks like one of them. Like when you see that thing coming across you, you go hide. What the hell?
see their first conversation.
This is Leo.
Leo! Hello, Leo.
Hello.
So, my favorite thing in the world is.
And another thing he has over me, his name is Leo. Of course, any woman hears that, he's like, oh, Leo, he must be handsome. Leonardo DiCaprio. Ugh.
First experiences, new experiences.
Oh, here we go.
Love it.
Oh
I
my
love
god.
like Europe.
Oh my.
She has that Hannah Cox voice. She like the voice that where that they study a lot about things. When they talk about things, they talk about it is the it happened there and there, and this is how things happen and everything. Like they speak really in detail, and like it's some fucking like FBI meeting, and they have to like explain all the details to like the bosses or something. Like she talks like that.
Love it. Like I want to do like if we're going to Costa Rica, I want to go rock climbing. I want to go to the volcanoes, and like if we go to Europe, I want to see all like the.
Rock hunting? What the hell is rock hunting? You hunt rocks?
history.
I'm getting deja vu here. What's going on? Is this the same conversation as the last one? Just to make things a little bit easier to follow, I've made this nifty diagram here just to show their interests and what overlaps. As you can see, doing things seems to be very popular among the three of them. Hannah enjoys doing new things while Brittany enjoys doing fun things.
The time in the pods is too short and precious to play it cool. I like you.
Yes, I like you too. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully.
I hope so.
Fingers freaking crossed.
Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed.
All right, so that was it for the first conversations that Leo had with Hannah and Brittany. You might think that I skipped over a lot in those conversations, but I really didn't. There wasn't much more to see, and obviously they're not going to show us everything they filmed.
So how do you determine things? How do you choose? I'll probably choose the first girl. If it was me, I'll probably choose the first girl then. Because you can say that the second girl was on point or anything, but I didn't get that much out of her personality. She rather seemed like she was like a closed off, like, I'm right to the point and everything, but not in like that is her actual personality. That is kind of her barrier to stop people from getting to know the real her. Well, the first one was like trying to act like a princess, but at least she talked about things. So I don't know how you determine that.
But presumably they would show us the best or most important moments. So the next day, it seems like Brittany kind of tries to open up to Leo about the fact that her mother died,
Look
and
at
Leo
him.
also lost a
He
parent as
does
well,
not
but he
care.
doesn't really respond to this. And then the conversation shifts to finances, which is obviously a very important thing to discuss, but it doesn't go very well.
Okay, in a marriage, finances, how would you split the bills? Would it be 50-50?
I don't know if I believe in paying all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And but I also don't think I believe in splitting 50-50 if I'm like making more.
So I think that's a relatively sensible answer.
Look. She was like, my plan will not work on it. I will not be the boss bitch that I want to be. He'll have me pay. Like, look at her face when she said that, if I earn more than her, I don't know about 50-50. She was like, oh. Ooh.
But it's clear that she wants to be taken care of completely when it comes to finances. Not only that, but it seems like she wants to live at least a mildly luxurious lifestyle, and he literally said that he's afraid of someone only being into him for his money. So realistically, if that's a huge priority for
So she just wants to be a sugar baby then. That's it. She just wants to be a sugar baby. The only difference is her, sugar daddy is like younger than her, and she is the age where she should be like a sugar mama or something. She just wants to be that.
her, then they're incompatible.
As girls, I do like nice things, and we shop more. Grooming and nails and hair and my fucking workout classes and
She's literally trying to sell. She's literally trying to sell herself. Like she's trying to sell. You know why you should pay for me, because this. Please choose me. Please choose me.
stuff are expensive. And my last relationship, I was taken care of 100%.
Then why did you break it off? Why did you break it off then?
It's so funny to me that this show is called Love is Blind, so they're supposed to be bonding over their personalities and their common interests and their principles, but they can't even do that right. It's crazy. It seems like at least half the time their personalities aren't even compatible, and they're just kind of like, oh, I hope he or she is super
But
hot.
that is the thing. Not seeing each other does not mean that money can't be a factor, because you can still ask about money and all. If it was something like the Love is Blind had some stipulation that you can't ask about these things, then it would have been something else. But here it's just that they cannot see each other. Otherwise, they can talk about anything.
There have been some successful couples, of course, but it seems like most of the people do not actually think that love is blind, and they very much care about looks. There's nothing more awkward than seeing two people speak to each other really affectionately in the pods, and then when they meet face to face, everything changes.
One of the things that
Because that's where the attraction factor comes from. The factor that people will not say, but it's the factor that matters the most. You can be the best person in the world, but if you come out looking like Joe Biden, or if you come out looking like Udit Raj, 90% of the times you will get rejected, you know, by pretty girls or something like that. But that is the thing. Then you eventually have to then, you know, assess yourself and see that these are my looks and these are the kind of women that I should go after rather than going for Angelina Jolie or something. And that's what people should do. This applies to women as well.
I am insecure about is, does she want me because of my job and because of the money that...
That is the thing. I agree with him, but from the clips that I have seen here, you have not really you know expressed in words about who you are, like what are your interests, what is your personality. You have been asking like irrelevant questions or like questions that mean nothing. So how do you expect people to choose you on other factors than money if you don't really talk about them in detail?
I was very blessed to have.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. She answered the question. Now, just because she wants to be taken care of 100%, that doesn't necessarily mean she's only going to marry somebody for the money. However, what it likely means is that if he were to lose all of his money, she would not stand by him. I'm not saying that's the case for everyone. I really get a sense that that is the case for her.
That means that they are for the money, because if okay, maybe they want to be taken care of, but they are not in there for the money, so they will not leave when he loses the money. Otherwise they are in for the money. Otherwise, because it doesn't make sense, then if they leave because they're in there for the money.
Woke up tomorrow, suddenly all my money vanished. If some hurricane came and destroyed all the art, and that like you would be there with me, and that like not like
Mm-mm, mm-mm. She will tootsie slide out of there the moment you lose that money. Like she will do the deuces, pew, and just disappear from there.
get my fucking lottery ticket. Just like got, you know what I mean?
I will tell you, if I wanted to marry for the money, I would have married a very long time ago.
But notice how that doesn't even answer the question at all? She says that she could have married for the money a long time ago.
Good point. Good point by the quick slice, because she just deflected that question, but also like kind of reassured him, because she reassured him because she said that she has had rich boyfriends she could have married, but she didn't really answer the question because she didn't say that yeah, no, I would not leave you. So yeah, she will leave you. She's just saying this to reassure you that she won't, but she will.
So it sounds like she wants to marry for the money and the personality and the looks. And you know what? I'm not judging her for having these preferences, but you are on a show called Love is Blind. It seems like some of these people...
And also one thing, if you want someone to take care of you and everything, like this is just me personally and also the Birdman, then you better be like a like a Jennifer Lopez kind of like hot or something. Like you have to be like 20 out of 20, 150 out of 100 type of hot. And also that means that there will be like certain things that I want. Like when I come back home, I want emotional support, physical support, and everything else. You should be there for that. And yeah, you should be either the maids clean the dishes, or if they're not there, you clean the dishes, or you make the food when they're not there. That's what you need to give in return if you want all that stuff. Of course, nobody can force you to do these things, but then I can break off that relationship if you do not give me these things under the law. And I won't force you, but I'll break off the thing.
might just be on the show for the clout and they don't actually care at all about finding their soulmate. Or similarly to the show Married at First Sight, they're expecting to meet the perfect person in their eyes, like absolutely flawless. They just have unrealistically high expectations.
That would have been very easy.
That's just not possible. Like if you're looking for the perfect partner, you cannot just marry them on first sight anyways. That doesn't
Thing
make
for
sense.
me to do.
That's validating to hear.
How is that validating to hear? She didn't reassure you at all. She just said, listen, I could have done that a
Yeah.
long time ago if I wanted. She didn't say, oh, I would never leave you because of that. That's something you never have to worry about. She kind of scoffed at the question, like, listen, buddy, you don't even know what I'm capable of. You don't know the power I have.
Do you know Leo is one of the top baby names I have written down?
Oh my God.
And then for a girl,
I know everyone has seen that. If you name your, child after your father, after your husband, that child probably is going to think one day, deep in his sleep, he has just woken up and he gets a random thought. My mom has mourned my name before. Please do not name your children after your spouses. Please do not. It's freaking awkward, at least in this age.
I really like the name Blaze.
Whoa.
Isn't that cute?
Blaze for a girl? Which girl has been named Blaze? Yeah, Blaze kind of can work on like a girl, but I don't know. Whenever I hear Blaze, I imagine like a male anime character. I don't imagine a female.
Blaze Brody?
Blaze Brody,
Brody.
that's what they want their child's name
That's like two first names.
to be. No, no, no. That doesn't exist. That's not a real name. I just lost every subscriber named Blaze Brody.
Wait, your last name is Brody?
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't tell you that. Yeah, my last
No.
name's Brody.
Oh my god,
Oh
Leo,
my God.
my name would be
It'd
BB.
be Brittany Brody. Brittany Brody's a cute name.
I know, I'm obsessed.
Oh my god, did you hear that? She's obsessed.
She heard that she will be BB and she was like, oh my god. Like she just went head over heels for him. Like she almost mourned a little. What the
Yeah, sure, let's get married because of the alliteration. That makes perfect sense. Wait a minute, Brittany Brody? Oh my god, it's Destiny. I've been waiting my whole life for some alliteration, and now
Look at those eyes. Like those eyes scream that I have done stuff in my life that I won't tell you. You should be scared of me. These are those eyes.
I've finally met the man of my dreams. Probably. I gotta see what he looks like first, maybe, though. Because if he's hot, then Brittany Brody is adorable. I love that name. But if he's not, then I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of creeps me out. So anyway, that is the end of day 2 between Leo and Brittany. So that's 2
One thing I've noticed, both have really good teeth.
out of 10 days already, and they're supposedly in love by the end of this. They talked about finances, which is important, of course, but then they spent the rest of the time talking about baby names and what their first and last names sound like. Anyway, now let's move on once again to Leo and Hannah. Leo starts telling her about a dream he had with her.
Sorry, I cannot ignore that chin, bro. I cannot. Like you can like dig earth with that chin, bro. What the hell is that chin?
In it.
I was like talking to your mom, who I also obviously don't know what she looks like. And then like you walked in and then like the dream like faded into something else. And when I woke up, I was like, holy shit, like she was in my dream. And
Okay,
it
I
was,
feel
like,
really special right now, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
So he met her yesterday, and then he had a dream about her where he walked into a kitchen and talked to her mom, and then she walked into the kitchen, and then he woke up. Did he have a dream about Brittany? I don't think he did. So, he might have a stronger connection to Hannah. But at the same time,
Nah, man. This guy is lying as hell. Like he's doing the classic F-boy tricks, man, and he's getting both of these women.
Brittany Brody, Blaze Brody, Brody Blaze Brittany. That's some good stuff right there. You got a lot to consider, Leo. This next part is kind of hilarious. He starts talking about his job and how he appreciates that Hannah doesn't just ask him about his job all the time because he has this cool job where he makes a ton of money. But he's
Yeah, one thing I've also noticed, like he talks about not wanting women, who only want him for his job and money, but he just keeps talking and talking and talking about his job and money, job and money, job and money every time.
saying it in a way where it sounds like he kind of wants to talk about it. He wants her to ask about it.
Like one thing I appreciate is like you haven't like asked me like a million things about my job. Like, oh, like, so do you get to go to Art Basel? Like, what kind of art do you sell? Like, some people are like, so what's the most expensive piece of art you sold? And it's like, I understand wanting to know that because it's like inherently interesting.
This guy is this guy is unbelievable. He's really flexing on her. He's flexing on her right now. Like, look at me with my art collection. Look at me. People always talk about my art collection. Boo hoo me.
It's like,
Oh my god, dude, are you serious? You know, Hannah, I really appreciate that you haven't asked so much about my sick job. You know, people are always like, how much money do you have? How many paintings have you sold? You know, I'm just a human being like everybody else. I just have a sick job and a lot of money. But I'm just tired of people seeing me only for that. People are always like, you're the coolest guy ever. How many famous people do you know? And it's like, really? You think I want to be talking about myself all the time and how cool my job is? I understand it's inherently interesting to ask, so it makes sense that you would ask, but like, enough, you know?
I don't want like my job to ever define me.
Yeah.
Even when I first shared that with you, you weren't like, you wanted to know me, not like about my job.
That's the idea.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like, when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's cool, but like, I don't even know exactly what that even means, to be honest with you.
Well,
Whoa, hey, you're talking to an art dealer over here. Like, do you even know what I do? You're supposed to find this interesting, but you're not supposed to ask about it. You're supposed to pretend it's not interesting. That's what I want, okay? But I also want you to ask about it. You never ask me about it.
you're like, one of the things I'm most attracted to you is like, you're clearly like really smart. Like,
I know a lot about a lot of things, I think.
I love that.
Aww.
We're just like perfect for each other, you know?
We are actually.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I'm really smart about a lot of things. I love that. What is this conversation? This is not how humans interact. Like, both of them are tired, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I think amazing for each other.
I know.
I mean it. Like, the more I talk to you, the more I'm like, wow.
All right, so let's take a look at the updated chart here and see their compatibility ratings. It looks like Hannah gets some points because she doesn't ask about art. Brittany Brody, that's cool. Money. We've learned that Leo had to who, and it turns out there's some overlap there because, you know, that's the show after all. They're all like, oh my god, so-and-so broke up with this person, and it's like, what? Who's breaking up? It's the second day here. What is there to break up? What are you guys doing?
He was already upset because she had just broken up with Nick D.
And this is so fucking weird, man. You haven't even met these dudes. These are like 2 days. How do you even get into relationships? Like, do you just say that, oh, we are in a relationship now, and then what? It's been 2 days, so like, oh, 2 hours later, I break up with you.
That's the issue with this show. They're all falling in love with each other so quickly. Like, they're getting invested immediately instead of just treating it like this casual thing where they get to know each other. It's only day 2 and people are breaking up. There's already a bunch of jealousy. I think the show requires them to get engaged afterwards and get married. Like, that's part of the whole deal, so that's why they have to move so quickly, which makes the show more entertaining.
I think everyone's had a little emotional meltdown today.
What happened?
Everyone has learned who's dating who. It was really bad.
Oh my god,
What?
oh no, what happened?
I said your fucking name.
Okay.
Then, apparently, someone else on your list was in, like, heard that.
Okay, so he's talking to 2 people. That's the point of the show. Everybody's talking to multiple people. I think they slowly narrow it down as time goes on, but that's the idea. The only issue here is how serious they're all taking this. Like, yeah, if everybody's falling in love right away, someone's gonna get hurt. Maybe you should just get to know the guy first.
Man, I mean, but can you blame them? Like, they are that desperate that they go on to a show called Love is Blind, where they literally have to like interact with a faceless person for 10 days, for multiple persons for 10 days, and then get engaged and married to the person they choose. So it will, get them on edge probably, so can't really blame them.
You know, make sure you have more in common with him than the fact that you enjoy the way that your name sounds with his last name.
This was.
Right after our date today.
But look at this dude, man. He doesn't give a flying fuck. He doesn't. Look at them. They are all like fucking getting jittery, jealous, and all. He's like, okay.
Damn.
Like, I would never, ever, 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 ever say that. Mostly because
Yeah.
I'm so strongly believe in negative energy and like evil eyes and jealousy. And
Yeah.
I'm very confused here, and I've watched this multiple times. I still don't know what she means when she says she would never, ever, ever say that. Say what? What do you mean? I think she's upset because she thinks he's a player, which, I mean, he probably is, but also talking to 2 people on the show is not evidence enough of that, you know, because that's what all of you are doing. I think she's just upset that he could be saying the same thing to somebody else that he's saying to her, which a lot of people on this show do.
I'm into Evil Eyes too. Mm-hmm. And I'm not at all mad at you. Like you're really honest with me. Like, I really appreciate that.
What am I watching, man?
It's kind of inevitable once we get to
conversations
this
don't
point that like
make
people will
sense.
probably start knowing.
You guys, you've been here for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I the crazy one here? Is this really how it works? You just talk about a couple
Same,
baby
same.
names, you talk about going on vacation, and then that's it. You're a couple. This show is basically just married at first sight with extra steps, and I don't even trust these people to find someone who's compatible for themselves. Like, it might be better off if somebody chose them for them.
I just want to focus on you and I. Like, God, I have like a crush on you. Like, I really do.
All right, so yeah, you remember this, and seconds later, he says that he is falling for her. This is episode 2, everyone. What
First he has a crush on her, then 2 minutes later he's in love with her. What kind of high school musical bullshit am I watching?
exactly is he falling for? Like, what can you possibly know about someone in this amount of time that makes you in love with them? You have no idea who they actually are yet. You would think that 2 people in their early 30s would have figured this out by now.
Sorry, I'm like, maybe I should have went home. I'm kind of in a sad mood.
Why?
I don't know. It's fine.
Hold my bones.
Honestly, Leo, I'm really upset right now. I don't even know if I want to go on vacation with you anymore, unless it's somewhere really nice and really tropical. I just can't believe you're talking to someone else. I thought you only had ears for me. Come to find out there's a nether portal for some other girl. You know what, Leo? If you can't handle the pods, you can go home. I don't care if you're an art dealer and you're a big
Take
fan
your
of
ball and go home.
Vincent Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh. You're not that cool and your job is only slightly interesting.
I'm like never gonna forget our date today.
Why?
Like what you said was like so brave and vulnerable.
This guy's getting on my nerves, man. What is he even saying? He's using the classic tropes. Just keep praising the woman, say buzzwords, while he's like, like laid down like a slog. And he's just saying buzzwords.
If I just ghosted you?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So for a
my
moment,
God.
it seems like she is starting to see through him, and I thought that was really going to be the case when she was like, oh, what if I just ghosted you? But then he smooth talks his way out of it, which is kind of weird because nothing he says is smooth. It's actually really awkward and weird, and I thought she was going to be like, all right, dude, I'm done with you. But then she's like, oh my god.
I'll tell you one thing. Before our date today, like, I'll be honest, like, you were, like, a really, really, like, you were number 2. And after our date today, like, honest to God, like, you're, like, I swear to God, you're, like, both number 1.
If you don't leave this man, if you have any iota of self-respect, you will leave him. That's classic F-boy talk, man. You, out of the 2 of you, you're number 1 for me now. Like, what the fuck, man? Don't debase yourself like that, even though you are like a kind of a hoe. But come on, man. Come on.
My god, Leo, that is so romantic. We're both number 1 now. Take me to Miami. Take me now. Let's go surfing. Is it me, or does it seem like Leo has no idea what he's gonna say when he starts a sentence? He's just trying to figure out what she wants to hear the most as he's talking. And yet he still ends up saying the worst possible thing. Like, that sentence was absolutely horrendous.
We're both number 1.
Yes. I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes you feel good or shitty. I don't even know if I should have said that. I guess I can't take it back. But it's true. It's really scary.
Oh my god, how is anybody taking this guy seriously?
Yeah,
It's
same.
crazy. How do you even know who your number 1 is at this point? Like, they're already arguing about this kind of thing, even though they've known each other for 2 days. Before they've even gotten to know each other, there's already this issue with jealousy, and there's 2 number 1s, and it's like, what are these guys, what are they doing? How are these people in their 30s?
You and me are getting engaged and married tomorrow. I'd be like fucking overjoyed. Like, I mean that shit. Like, I could totally see myself like being married to you and like being engaged.
Nah, man, this is again classic fuckboy tactics. How the fuck, man? How do people get away with it, and how is he getting away with this in this atmosphere? I mean, if you have like a dumb bimbo like her in front of him, of course he will get away with it. But man,
To you and like having such a fucking amazing life, and I'm like falling for you. Like,
You see what I mean? Like, this is all a red flag. If he's falling for you already, if he wants to get married to you and he can picture having an amazing life together based off of 2 or 3 days, by this point, I thought she was going to be like, dude, we barely know each other. I have no idea what you look like. And you're talking about getting engaged? What? Based off of everything we've talked about, how could you possibly even know that we'd have a happy life together? But of course, that's not what happens. She loves everything that he says.
can you see yourself being married to me?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So as you can see, everyone on this show has lost their mind. We will continue all of this in the next video. You will see who Leo chooses and how it ends in a complete...
So this was my reaction to the quick slices video. I'll react to his the follow-up video that he did to this video tomorrow. So if you like this video, if you like this type of content, like, share and subscribe. Please give me valuable feedback in the comment section. And then I have my social media links in the description, my Instagram and my Twitter account. Please follow me on that. My Upi Id shaivboi @okicici is also in the description. So please donate if any amount if you can, so that I can make YouTube a permanent career option. And then that's it for today. That was today. 3 videos uploaded. Probably two uploads coming tomorrow also. So stay tuned for that. Thank you. So that was it for today. Thank you. Goodbye. Alvida.